to who they are, or at least who they want to be. Parrots speak. When parrots speak. Amazing Alex. In June of 1977, researcher Dr. Irene Ripperberg walked into a Chicago pet store. She asked the person who worked with the bird to choose a parrot for her. At the time, Alex, an African gray parrot, was around a year old. But Alex wouldn't be an ordinary pet. He was about to become the subject of many studies. Dr. Pepper Berg hoped Alex would help her understand how parrots could not only learn speech from humans, but could also communicate with them. Dr. Pepper Berg created experiments. She applied for grants. It took many hours and lots of money to study Alex. Dr. Pepper Berg worked with Alex 8 to 12 hours a day. She played games with him, offering rewards for correct answers. Alex loved being the center of attention, but things didn't always go smoothly. Some days, Alex was in a bad mood and wasn't easy to work with. He would give her all the wrong answers, cleverly avoiding the correct ones. This showed that Alex really didn't know the answers. Other days, he worked very well. Dr. Pepper Berg asked Alex simple questions such as, "What color?" when holding up an object. Alex would reply with a simple answer such as orange. When Alex was incorrect, Dr. Pepper Berg rewarded him with a praise. "Good parrot," she would say. She also rewarded Alex with delicious treats of fruits and vegetables when he labeled them correctly. Dr. Pepper Berg worked with Alex on number tests and shape questions. She even taught Alex what type of matter certain objects were made of. Dr. Pepper Berg did study after study to test how smart Alex was. She worked long hours gathering research to prove that Alex understood what she was saying. One day, Dr. Pepper Berg asked Alex, "What color is corn?" Even though there was no corn that Alex could see, he answered, "Yellow." He could look at two objects and tell her what was the same or different about them, like color or shape. He could tell her which object was bigger and which was smaller. Talk about smart. While learning colors, Alex looked at himself in the mirror and asked, "What color?" This was a clue that Alex wasn't mimicking Dr. Pepper Berg. This showed that Alex was learning. He was able to think about himself as a living thing. He was able to think. Dr. Pepper Berg kept creating more advanced tasks for Alex. Each night, Alex told Dr. Pepper Berg, "You be good. Bye." Dr. Pepper Berg would answer with "Bye." Alex would then say, "I love you." Dr. Pepper Berg would reply by saying, "I love you too. I'll see you tomorrow." Sadly, on the night of September 6, 2007, Alex passed away suddenly. He was only 31 years old. This is young for an African gray parrot. A deep loss was felt when Alex died. He was one of the most famous birds in the world. Chapter 2, Bird Brains. No one knows exactly when parrots first appeared on Earth. Fossils tell us that parrot-type birds lived for 40 million years ago. What we do know is that parrots have a long history of being popular pets. Ancient Egyptians are thought to have been the first to keep African gray parrots as pets. What makes parrots so popular? They live long-lived, often more than 50 years. Parrots are certainly some of the most beautiful birds on the planet. They are colorful and playful. Parrots are probably most famous for being able to mimic sounds and learn human speech. This means they can speak to us in our own language. Many people enjoy the comedy these talking birds provide. Parrots have small heads, which means their brains are quite small. So what makes the bird so smart? This question has been puzzling scientists for a long time. Don't judge a brain by size. New studies show it may be what inside the brain that matters. Researchers have been trying to figure out why some types of birds are better at mimicking than others. What they found is that parrots have more brain cells packed in many tiny skulls than some large mammals like apes and monkeys. Researchers think that the tiny packed brain cells may help birds to learn more quickly. In one study, scientists used a special device to count brain cells in 32 different bird species, including parrots. The researchers found that birds score big in the brain cell department. Other than the difference in the number of brain cells, scientists have found differences in the structure of brains. This may help explain why parrots can learn speech and sound as well as they do. But there's more. Parrots have small heads. A new study has found that parrots have cores in the brains that control vocal learning. What makes them different from other vocal birds, such as songbirds and hummingbirds? The answer is that parrots also have shells of outer rings in the brains. These outer rings are also used in vocal learning. This shell region might explain why parrots can imitate better than other vocal learning species. However, some studies need to be done to prove that this is true. Scientists continue to research parrots and how they are able to learn sounds and develop speech. They hope to unlock more secrets about these amazing birds, their brains, and how they speak. Since parrots are the only birds that use their tongues like humans do to be vocal, scientists may also better understand human speech by studying parrots. That's great news for both species. Look who's talking. From small songbirds to large muscals, parrots are social animals. They enjoy being a part of those around them. When kept as pets, parrots will want to be with their owners. They will want to feel part of their family. But be careful what you say. A parrot will often repeat what it hears. Some parrots will only squawk or repeat sounds such as the telephone ringing or the microwave beeping. Other parrots might say words such as hello or pretty bird. How do parrots learn to speak? Parrots are local learning birds. This means they're able to learn to make new sounds. They are not born with this ability. Vocal learners must hear the sounds they're trying to mimic. Scientists believe there's something special about the brains of these animals that lets them mimic sounds and learn to speak. There are only a few types of birds that can learn human speech. They include myna birds, ravens, and of course parrots, who tend to be best at it. Birds can make wonderful companions. Teaching parrots to talk, whistle, or do tricks makes them delightful pets. But parrots are just one of three of the main groups of vocal learning birds. The others are songbirds and hummingbirds. Scientists believe that songbirds, such as the cardinal, learn to sing the way human babies learn to speak. Young songbirds begin by listening and memorizing what they hear from adult birds. Then they mimic and practice the sounds. Songbirds take bits of sound. By putting sounds together, they make songs. A few kinds of songbirds, like canaries, can learn new songs their entire lives. Others are not able to learn new songs. The truth about cats and dogs. Dogs bark, cats meow, is not learned. They're able to do this from birth. Scientists say these animals like these aren't able to learn to bark or meow in a new way. This is because, unlike parrots, they're not vocal learners. Others are not able to learn new songs after they reach a certain age. They are called closed-ended vocal learners. Hummingbirds are believed to also be local learners. But you have to listen carefully as they zip from flower to flower. The chirping sounds come from their voice box and are not very loud. The humming sounds that gives the hummingbird its name comes not from his vocals but from the fast beating of his wings. Wild birds will mimic the sounds you learn in the wild. Perhaps these sounds help keep them safe from predators. But birds that learn from human speech must do so in captivity. Safe in good homes, pet parrots learn to speak for fun and to feel like part of the family. Pet parrots that have escaped from households have been known to pass phrases from their owners into birds in the wild. You can only hope they are phrases that are worth repeating.